All geared up. All geared. All geared up.
Absorption test. Let's begin. Pirouette. Waltz of the snowflakes. Pot of duck. Witness the snow swan's grace. Take a break. What a joke!
One down! Tagari, back!
Stay clear! Enhanced Animo Module 75! Animo Tech 63! Waltz of the snowflakes! Pirouette! How tiresome. A spot of tea time entertainment!
Good! Doggy soul!
Stay clear! Let's begin. Witness the snow swan's grace. What a joke! Animal hypostasis emulation!
Tagari, back!
Shadow Moon. Crystalline Adagio. Pirouette.
All.
Yeah! Scatter! Skyward! Yeah! Skyward!
Emerge, right here.
Yeah! Skyward! Skyward! Scatter!
Right now.
Yeah! Skyward! Scatter!
Right here. Emerge.
Skyward! Scatter!
Access denied. We're way behind schedule. Next on the agenda. What? Is Paimon seeing things? He said a Dodoko? No, there really is a Dodoko over there. And it looks just like... It looks like Barbalos.
Oh my, what a coincidence this is. Traveler? Paimon?
Why is there something so fishy about hearing such a powerful fortune teller use the word coincidence?
Perhaps, but it's no lie. This truly is a pleasant surprise. As a descender from beyond this world, the traveler's fate is not anchored in Tevat. Hence why most fortune tellers, including myself, are unable to predict your future. But happily, this particular coincidence couldn't have been any more fortuitous. I recently happened to glimpse a peculiar omen. And since I had some free time, I decided to perform a brief divination and follow the omen's course. Oh yes, and while I was following this omen, I caught a few ethereal threads of fate and glimpsed.
See? Didn't I tell you? Someone with so many friends was bound to recognize them all. Hi, you two. It's been a while, hasn't it? I thought I'd lend a hand with Barb.
Indeed, if Alice hadn't insisted, I'd have treated these names as minor variables.
But then you would have missed out on this fun little excursion, wouldn't you? Besides, as mages, we couldn't possibly disappoint the little cuties involved in the prophecy now. It's the dream of every child to receive wonderful gifts, go on grand undertakings, and watch mysterious prophecies unfold. Which is all to say,
And there's no point arguing with Alice. Anyway, if I can gather these minor variables together, so here I am. I don't have time to go around divining things like that.
Is that why you've set up this stall, so you can sit and wait for them to arrive.
Don't worry, I'm not just sitting around twiddling my thumbs.
That's right. And I installed sensors on Barbie's Dodoko. As soon as the right person shows up, and Dodoko will give a happy little wiggle.
What are you doing back here? Take your arm off that. You'll knock my scryglass onto the floor. And
All right, keep your hat on. Just 1 second.
when you say hardly any sugar, I can.
Back to business. I've even decided how we can send out the invitations. Picture it. In the dead of night, a huge
Unfortunately,
fate. And as I do hate waiting,
Then we...
if the traveler steps in to invite,
reliable as always. For the sake of the party, it's in your hand. Barbie, why are you
I'm using it to plug my ear.
All geared up. All...
Should we really... Oh, look! Miko's over there! Paimon gets the feeling things are about to get stressed. You remember the Mikawa Flower Festival, right? Sure, everything turned out for the best, but it was a real headache to get there. But not this time! We're not the ones doing labor, so we definitely won't...
Well, well, traveler, Paimon. To think we'd run into each other all the way out here in Fontaine. So, what are you...
Oh! Nico! Did you hear that just now?
No, I didn't hear a thing. But judging by your expression, I doubt it was anything... flattering?
No, it's not like that. We're really happy to see you, Miko. What brings you to Fontaine, anyway?
Why else would a poor, overworked editor-in-chief like me be here? I'm toiling away on Yai Publishing House business, of course. I had just bought a box of new books and was planning to take them back for my editors to study. Still, while strolling around the city, I overheard people talking about an unusually accurate fortune, so I came to get a reading, if only to satisfy my curiosity.
Huh? You're finished already? Why didn't you say
My, taking such an interest in my future, are we? If you want to know, I might be persuaded to let you see. However, you'll have to pay a price. Let me think. How about you sign on with Yai Publishing House? You can compile your adventures into a... Following the latest naming trends, we could call it... I picked up emergency food at the start, and now I'm invincible. Oh, we're going to sell so many copies. Who cares? As long as it's entertaining, you can make it as long as you want. That book was as thick as a dictionary and spanned 8 volumes. Then there were 3 companion guides and 6 spin-offs. Stack them all up and they'd reach the ceiling. If you manage to churn out that much, then I, editor-in-chief, will edit it all personally. What do you say? Interesting. So, you don't want to see which card I drew, then?
yes? It turns out we're not the...
Oh well, here it is. According to Lady Barbeloth, it's reversed justice. You don't want to see? Very well. Since you have so little interest in divination, the next time you come for a fortune slip, don't expect me to help you. Come to think of it, you two have been visiting the shrine quite often lately to hang prayer plaques, haven't you? How about...
Serious?
So it would seem, but alas, the justice card I drew is reversed. Does that mean I'm some sort of outlaw?
The card is named Justice, but it doesn't represent the just or unjust. Perhaps it would be better to say, since it's currently reversed, it represents a dishonest person.
Dishonest? Oh, there must be some mistake. I'm always honest when helping these two interpret their fortune slip.
All Paimon knows is that whenever Miko helps the traveler draw fortune slips, it's always great for...
That's because of his good luck. Or at least, his good luck whenever he's by my side.
Luck. Now there's a fine choice of words. Reverse justice does indeed symbolize a distorted sort of cause and effect. As a yokai, you above all should understand. After all, the birth of a yokai is indelibly tied to desire. A yearning for something, an uncompleted dream, some unfinished undertaking. The pull of a certain... All it takes is the slightest catalyst for these unsatisfied desires to take root and grow. And you, a great yokai of Inazuma. But that's the limit of what I can see. After all, you only drew one card. What's more, reverse justice is known to be good at concealing lies, whether from others or oneself.
How delightfully mystifying. Sounds just like something a shrine maiden might say when interpreting fortune slips. I certainly wasn't expecting to pick up any new jargon on this trip, but that one is quite good.
Yo.
Oh my god. I haven't been talking this entire time.
Still, as good as it is, it doesn't really align with
Piece
our
up the mic
shrine's
volume.
way of doing things.
Oh my god.
So perhaps I'd better not teach it to the shrine maidens after all.
Fuck them shrine maidens. Should fuck me instead.
Anyway, thank you for the divination, Lady Mage. Should you ever have the chance, do pay a visit to the Grand Narukami Shrine.
I'm afraid my hydromancy keeps me far too busy. I simply can't spare
this
the
Mona's
time to
mentor?
dip my toes into other forms of Though your fortune slips sound like something Nicole and Alice would enjoy. I'll be sure to tell them all about it.
Wonderful. When the time comes, I shall personally preside over... I assure you.
see the story.
Right here, right now, right here. Whirling snow, coming toward. Surrender! Emerge, I'm always watching. Right here, emerge, right now.
Of course, fucking Ayaka's better than mine. Fucking has the engulfing thing.
Emerge, right here, right now. A sight to behold. Sakura swirl! Whirling snow, right here. Emerge, right now. Emerge. I'm always watching. Right here. Emerge.
I did it. I did. This is. Added new weapons. Oh, and these weapons have crit rate. Wait, I mean, all have crit rate. Oh, okay, okay, now I'm understanding. Okay, so a way for these characters not be shit that they did an enhancement to their kids so they don't fall back to power creep. I'm understanding it now. Make sense.
Fog.
That's why they did the character.
Nice to do.
Character. Oh yeah. What about her kid? All right. Okay, we can continue on the story then. Goodness. Keep on. Yeah, at least they can make something. I mean.
It's been a tough few days, hasn't it? So much has been happening. Paimon didn't think the meetings would go on for so long, but everyone seemed pretty fired up, huh? Paimon thought they'd be at least a little frightened. Well, Fremine was, now that Paimon thinks about it, but everyone else just looked a little surprised. It's hard to say. Paimon doesn't have any experience with this sort of thing. But with you around, Paimon sure will do great. After all, you're the most reliable person in the world, aren't you? Huh? Did you just pour some tea? Paimon didn't notice you doing that at all. What's that?
Oh no.
Paimon's never seen that cup before.
Don't be frightened. I'm just joining you two for tea. I merely refrained from saying anything till now.
Who's that voice? What's it?
Have you forgotten me already?
Wait, you are familiar. You're the voice we heard from the sky in Sumit.
The voice from the sky, hmm? I fear that description is wrong, though not completely. You're feeling lost now, just as you were feeling previously. I sensed that confusion, and thus came to you. Guiding people is an irresistible hobby of mine. Consider me a passerby, just accepting a commission from my friend's disciple on a whim. The prophecy. Yes, what has been prophesized will be fulfilled. You may view such things as the history
When I
of
play
the
Genshin,
future.
literally, I start getting tired.
What? Then is there any way we can stop?
I believe you have witnessed a failed attempt with your own eyes. Can everything in Teyvat so easily be changed? Ah. So you've caught, just as prophecies are usually only the future as seen from the perspectives of the gods. Could things be happening in hidden corners, where the gods' gaze does not fall? Are the things that you shall see different from the fate that the gods perceive?
What is she talking about?
I believe that you understand, right? Some things are insignificant, but others, you must ultimately. Fate shall serve as your only guide, no matter what will happen in Teyvat's future. All you need to do is to play your part.
What perm is that?
This was good tea, by the way. Thank you for your hospitality. Well, that'll be all for today.
The voice. It's gone.
I'm gonna fall asleep. I don't know. I'll fall asleep.
Paimon hears someone tap. All right. Hey, it's you who's getting lazy, okay?
Well, I see I've walked in on some lively banter.
Luna!
Fine, just fine. I went to take part in that Steambird panel. It turned out to be more interesting than I expected. Not all Fontanians are pessimistic about this. One journalist mentioned that sitting around and waiting for the end to come would be wrong, and that they should make their own rescue preparations.
I thought these people
I
just.
agreed, so we had a brief
Did she have pink hair by any?
Why, yes, it was Charlotte. I assume you've heard of her, no? That daredevil journalist? I'm in full support of her view. Prophecies are very important, but how can people allow their lives to be commandeered by just a...
That's right! Paimon's glad to hear something sensible for...
Ah, yes. About what we had discussed before. I did try, but I'm afraid I couldn't reach the old hag.
The old hag.
I'll try again tonight, but I would...
The old hag came to us.
Huh? Goodness gracious. Are you serious?
She said that even the god's gaze has blind spots. Pretty bold if you ask Paimon. Most people would believe the gods to be all-knowing, right?
The Hexen Circle members are certainly anything but ordinary. As for the mage named N, the old hag has mentioned her a few times.
The old hag.
She said that N's sense of direction is incredible, and that she loves guiding those who are lost. But I've never met her, and if she were still alive, she'd be... Well, suffice it to say that the hag's at least a few hundred now, and N's been around for longer than that.
Whoa. The Hexen Circle sounds like a scary group. But they must really stay in shape to live so long.
Their abilities alone are pretty terrifying. If she came to see you personally, then the problem you're facing must truly be of great importance.
Well, it's not like Paimon could understand anything she said.
Yes, she was quite cryptic, but I suspect she means that there is still a way to turn things around. She didn't say when or what that would be. Perhaps it is something that you cannot know right now.
Hopefully. But
Traveler,
Oh, we're fine. We're just a little down right now.
I see. I feel that same sense of desperation. I guess you could consider me someone who has often witnessed fate. So far as I have seen, it cannot be swayed. But even so, I still hope for and believe in miracles. Perhaps that's what En was trying to tell you. Not to lose heart. I did originally think of steering clear of all this, but I couldn't. Even if this is all futile, I still wish to help everyone. If we don't struggle to the last, then how could—
Huh. You do have a point.
There I go, talking about astrological principles again. Sorry about that. The moment I start talking, it was
Parimon,
worth trying to
I'll let
comfort
you
you,
slide.
even if only a little. I suppose that might be why we always seem to meet by coincidence.
Paimon feels kind of moved by what Mona said. Hey, Traveler. Paimon... Let's walk around the city, shall we? There's a few spots we always like to walk by.
going to the spot. Would you like to eat?
Ha! There is no escape.
No touching.
Walking, walking.
Huh? Our names are written in this newspaper. Let Paimon see. The underwater stronghold, the Fortress of Meripede, has continued in its noble autonomy. But that does not
Whoa.
mean that others cannot interact
Oh, you bro, it's
with it.
terrible.
My recent attempts to enter the fortress bore little fruit. Huh. Guess Charlotte still hasn't given up on— Thus, did an Outlander friend become the focus of this report. A blonde adventurer
And
with
a
their
white
white
fairy.
fairy legends trailing in their wake. It is said that this mysterious traveler once visited the So while the fortress's interior remains a mystery behind closed doors, do not fear, for the tales of the traveler contains the journalist Charlotte's biggest scoop yet. Huh. Charlotte took so many awesome photos of us and we never even noticed. She hasn't been able to get a hold of anything at the fortress, so since we're easier to find, she's using us as the— Ugh, seriously? Well, fine. Those headlines and photos do look cool, so Paimon will forgive her.
Give it the game. I go teleport. Yeah.
We're here! Paimon's hungry. Should we go in and get something to eat?
Oh, fuck. Keys real. Bro, it's every time I play Genshin that I get tired. I don't know why. Why? Walking.
Hey, quick! Look! That's
Zhongli.
the limited edition, only 16 slices a day cake! It was so delicious the last time we tried it. Despite the tense situation we were in, let's give it another go. One slice of cake, please. Someone showed up after all. Oh, wait, you're the one from the Palais Mermonia.
Oh, are you here to buy cake too? It seems Monsieur Nervalette was right. You really can eat.
Wait, did he really say something like that?
Yo, motherfucker call me a fat ass.
That's right. Even he has his own preferences when it comes to food. As for me, I love the cake and coffee here.
Do you come here often?
Yo, that's a pickup line. What the fuck?
Usually every day.
Every day?
It's part of my daily schedule, apart from work. I shall have my cake and coffee.
Then what if someone told you one day that this place would be closing soon, and you wouldn't get to eat cake here anymore? What would you think?
But why would it close?
Well, Paimon doesn't know either, but maybe Maybe the waters will rise tomorrow.
Oh, the prophecy. To be honest, I haven't paid much attention to that. No, still, even if there'd be no more cake tomorrow, that wouldn't keep me from having some today. No, it's the same for eating in general. You might not be able to eat tomorrow, but if you can do so today, then you should carry on. That's what people call living, you know.
Bro, that was so inspirational. I'm just gonna order my food, McDonald's, get fat, and like fuck up my life.
Huh.
Don't be sad. Excuse me, could I have 2 more slices of cake to go? These 2 slices are for you. Sijuin said that this kind of expression you're...
Oh, you know Sijuin?
I sure do. She was born before me, and she sometimes comes to the surface to teach us things about humans. She said that humans are... I've got something else to do, so I'll be going now. You do...
And there she goes. All right, let's dig in. I'm unsure this cake will be delicious. It's more delicious than last time, and the flavor gets even better with a sip of tea. It sure would be nice if we could come again tomorrow. Sure would be nice if we could always eat delicious food here.
Leave hotel the border. The baby.
Oh, we're near the Steambird office. Let's
Yo,
go
where is
to
it?
Charlotte and have a chat.
Oh, we're gonna shoot Charlotte in the face. Hello? West? Bullshit. Where do we go?
Wow!
Oh, there we go.
If it isn't the Traveler and Paimon! Oh, have you seen the article I wrote about?
Ha! You've got some nerve. You just used us to make some quick mora.
Oh, no, gosh, I
Don't
promise.
worry about that. I heard that you were in Poisson some time back, so I sent you a letter to discuss just that. It's all right, though. I've set aside the amount intended for you. I've even set the table with some food.
Really?
You're almost a little too easy to win over, Paimon. If I were a journalist with ulterior motives, You'd be in trouble now, you know.
You would have gotten the dick slap. That's what.
Oh, Paimon knows you're not like that.
Still, what brings you here all of a sudden?
A friend of ours met you a while back, and when she mentioned it, we thought of coming to see you. Her name's Mona.
Ah, so you know Miss Mona as well. She's a guest columnist for our paper. Really good one, too. So she mentioned me? What did she say?
Said we should slap you.
She said that you're a real daredevil of a journalist.
Nice. In which case, can this daredevil journalist dare to request an exclusive interview with the legendary traveler and time?
Huh?
Fuck
So
no.
your article in the paper
Oh, of course it doesn't. That was more like live photography. What I'd like to do is dive deeper and ask you to talk about the things you've seen and experienced.
Yeah, are we even...
Why not? If I say you're worth an interview, then you're worth it. But not right now, of course. I'll need a few days to prepare.
Oh, in that...
Oh, so that's a yes? Ooh, splendid! I'll tell the editor-in-chief immediately. I'll have to apply for lighting, a venue, some props. Whew, so much to get done now. Talk to you later.
Wait, Charlotte, Paimon's still got a question for you.
And what's that?
If, just for example, Fontaine were to be flooded tomorrow?
Huh. That's the prophecy you're talking about, isn't it? I mean, I do hear about it often, but I've never once thought that the day could be tomorrow. If you're seriously asking, then I might try and think of a way to leave Fontaine. Oh, but I'm still a journalist first and foremost. That means I have a duty to be reporting from the scene. And secondly, I wouldn't forsake my homeland that easily. From what I've seen, most people don't know what they'd do should the worst come to pass. In truth, it might be better just to behave like normal rather than worry over such an it. So in all likelihood, I'd probably still be prepping at the office for that interview of ours. I know what you're thinking. That sounds a bit sad, but I've always believed that it's best to do what you enjoy. Just think about it. If this nation really were to be suddenly destroyed tomorrow, and still successful, and then do you know what I'd do? Well, I'd write that story,
Fucking,
send it
I'll
for
be like
printing,
Jeffy.
and use messenger pigeons to get copies out to the various nations as soon as possible. I'm not a dreamer, nor am I a workaholic, but I do love my job.
Let's go.
And I'd be proud of
Then I a
leaving
workaholic?
article behind. But anyway, that's my answer. And on that,
That's so nice. All of a sudden, Paimon actually kinda envies her. Anyway, let's go and take a look at the sea, shall we? The sea breeze and scenery can be a pretty soothing... Paimon's been thinking... If it wasn't Fontaine, but all of Tevat that would be destroyed tomorrow... No, Paimon should ask if you...
I would choose to do.
We've always been moving to the next destination, so we haven't spent much time thinking about these kinds of things. We didn't have to either, with us always being on the road and whatnot. You mean, still traveling? Huh. Wait, isn't that what we...
But time slips by as. Okay, bro. We talked, ate, and then talked again.
Feels like you'll grow mold if you stay here long enough. But it's still better than the Fortress of Mirapede, that's for sure.
Ah, so the two of you are still here.
Oh, you're from the Palais Mermonia, aren't you?
Yes, I'm Isadora. Monsieur Nervillet sent me to look for you two before. I heard that afterward you went to the Fortress of Merope. Not at all. I'm well aware that you're friends of his.
You negotiated and stuff for
Actually,
like.
I'm here to pass
like
along
years.
a message from him. Yes, inside the Opera House. The Maréchaussée Phantom has declared the incident a small-scale riot.
A riot?
Well, that said, I don't personally think it was that. Lady Farina was watching a performance at the Opera House, and while she was resting during an intermission, some other loudly accusing her of doing nothing about the prophecy. And before she could respond, the crowd continued to grow, and protests against the Hydro Archon started.
So people have started to put the blame on Farina. Guess they finally found an outlet for the pressure they've been under.
I agree.
People will naturally rely on gods, as is customary. But the moment people feel threatened, gods are also the first to be blamed.
So what happened after that? Is Farina okay?
Seeing that the Marishose
Fuck,
family
I
had
skipped
their
that part.
hands
Shit.
full maintaining order and did not catch where Lady Farina had gone. Only when things had stabilized did we realize that she had gone missing.
Missing?
That's right. The Marishose has dispatched many people to search for her. But we don't have any. That said, I don't think there's much to worry about. She is a god after all. Even if she were to fall into the hands of Monsieur Nervillet sent me to tell you about the situation.
Don't worry. This is more than enough to go on. Thanks for keeping us informed.
Is that so? Well, all right then. In that case, you two take care.
Well, sounds like we should hurry over to Port Sullivan. If we know Farina, she won't try to fix things in this situation. And as we also know, when Nervalet was talking to her in the Palais Mermonia, and she heard about it would be hard for her to ignore being a Paimon thinks Farina's probably taken the opportunity to slip away. Huh. Well, what do you think? Paimon knows the answer, of course, but Paimon can do the analysis. In that case, there's not a moment to live.
There'll be some therapists in this bitch. I swear to God.
This place looks deserted. Guess all the survivors must have evacuated already. All that's left here are signs of devastation. Could Farina really be here? Let's try to find her as soon as possible.
Probably like in the water. Drowning. Have they ever updated this? Are they gonna ever up? Oh shit. Oh, there she is.
That's Farina, right over there.
Should I just give up? This is all. What was meant to happen did happen after all. Everyone's dead. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. Give up, Farina. There's no point in holding out. I'm sorry, but what can I even do? Other than to repeat meaningless apologies over and... Who's that?
Don't worry, Farina. It's just us.
So it is you, blonde traveler from another land. Why, I almost thought you were someone from that mob of my ignorant subjects. Come to kneel and beg for my forgiveness.
Farina, you were crying just now, weren't you? The tear stains on your face are obvious.
No, I wasn't.
What do you mean, tear stains? Oh, I remember. The show at the Opera House earlier this morning was so moving. I'm still trying to process. Who did that uncivilized rabble think they were? Disturbing my enjoyment of the art. They even dare to tout their Archon. I must teach them a lesson. I can just imagine their twisted and frustrated faces once they realize that I'm nowhere to be found. Oh, and I'm sure Nouvellette and those people from the Marishose Phantom are freaking out right next to them, too. Of course not.
Hey, there she is! The Hydro Archon's over there! Quick, after her!
The fuck?
Farina, those
are. They're just some rabid fans who want to cut the line because they haven't been able to meet me in person. That's against the rules. I can't let them.
Farina just ran off! Quick, we have to catch up with him!
Get her ass. Come here, bitch. Fast.
This should be the place, right? Hey, Farina! There's a good hiding spot over here! Quick, come to Paimon before—
What is this place?
Hurry, they're almost here!
Fine. I suppose haste is warranted.
Make haste, bitch.
Paimon's exhausted.
I'm so tired. I totally thought they had caught me. No, I mean, I merely gave in to the sheer enthusiasm they displayed.
Yep, that's a good girl.
What's happening? The ground's shaking.
Yeah, a quake of this kind preceded the flooding in Poisson, didn't it?
It can't be.
Well, there's no need to worry too much about that. Novelette's made some emergency plans, so the evacuation should go a lot—
Yeah, but the people of Poisson, they've already— It's true. I've been investigating the prophecy for hundreds of years. I once had informants all over Tevat, searching for clues and feeding information back to me. I've tried all kinds of ways, too, to hold back the sea. Anything to keep the coastline from advancing. But all my efforts proved to be futile in the end. Really, the truth has been clear to me for a very long time. We cannot make an enemy of the divine. No matter what we do, the will of the heavenly principles will have its way, and the prophecy shall be fulfilled. Give up. I do love the sound of that phrase. Indeed. I've thought about giving up so many times, especially after we almost lost Poisson. Fate is really unreasonable, isn't it? It has no heart and obeys no rules. The prophecy has only just started to come true, but just now, it all became clear to me. I still don't have the right to come to terms with fate on behalf of— As long as the final moment hasn't come, it's still not— Don't worry. I will keep hope alive
better,
for
bitch.
everyone until the very end. Well, that's enough for now. I got the impulse to play the stricken maiden, but honestly, considering my rank and station, that wasn't a good fit at all. Don't take any of what I just said seriously. How could I possibly let Fawn—
Come on! Paimon could have sworn you were
Share my burden. That's impossible. It was fated right from the start that this would be my duty alone. A witness. Yes, I've heard that you came to Tevat from beyond the stars, yes. In other words, you never belonged here.
Hey, I'm here. I belong here now.
And if Tevat is, in its entirety, a show on a stage, then you're just a spectator. If that's the case—
Spit it! Spit it! Oh, come on. What did Lenny do?
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes my opening performance. Now, without further ado, we may proceed to the trial of our...
So, this is what it is. Yes, you deserve praise for the effort you took to raise the dramatic stakes. Do not forget, however, that I am Focalor, the god of justice, the embodiment of justice itself. Does it not strike you as even the least bit absurd to bring the very concept of justice to trial?
May I interpret these words as your refusal to stand trial? In that case,
What the fuck did Lenny
you will have
teleport
the
us?
opportunity to defend your honor through a duel.
You would draw your blade against a god? I see. It seems like you have made up your...
Paimon can't believe it. She just surrendered.
What the heck is going on? Did I just see an Archon surrender to a human?
Wow, how utterly humiliating.
Lady Farina, what is the meaning of this?
Shh! It would seem that there has been a misunderstanding. To be clear, the raising of both hands is not always an indication of surrender.
Looking for excuses again.
I raised my hands just now to indicate my acceptance of the trial. No duel shall be necessary. I will admit that I've been running away for a long... I'm sorry, everyone. I was unable to protect the people of Poisson. You are not the only ones to be disappointed in me. I, too, am exceedingly disappointed in myself. But now, it is time for the Hydro Archon to show you her courage and resolve. I, Farina, will use this trial to show the world the true meaning of justice! This time, I will protect you. Applaud and rejoice! One of the most outrageous and fantastical arcs known to the opera epiclese is now unfolding before your eye. Mark my words, this shall be one of the most exhilarating and brilliant shows ever to grace the stage of Fontaine! The trial of the Hydro Archon, Focalor, will now begin! Woohoo!
Oh, now we're making history. Why does it feel like Farina just took over the whole thing? Like, come on! Didn't she just get forced to stand trial for her crime? Also, even though she's still acting super dramatic, she is...
Alright then. Who will be my opponent in this trial?
The court asks the prosecutor to please take the stand.
Oh shit, I'm the prosecutor.
Is that so? Very well. Then please speak, witness of Tivat, my accuser
fuck.
and fated opponent.
Let's go. Dang here, this in. I have to figure everything. How the fuck? Okay. Oh my god, I'm getting it now because the cart was the thing that they were
Also,
pushing. Okay.
Please allow me to ask, as a final question before the trial begins. Just how much work did you do to force me onto this stage?
Well, we did do a lot of prep after the meeting that day.
I can go over the tasks assigned to the Spina di Rosula.
since they were rather straightforward and easy.
Navia, the president of the Spina di Rasula.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere interesting.
Most of the people who participated in the disturbance this morning were my subordinates.
Ah.
They changed into plain clothes and came to the opera house as regular audience members, waiting for the perfect opportunity to incite insurrection against you. The people's resentment against their Archon has been building as more and more of the prophecy is fulfilled. A spark was all we needed to turn smoldering anger into a flame. Moreover, according to our understanding and analysis of you, when something like that occurred, you would likely flee the scene and head to Poisson by yourself. So, we arranged for a second group to lie in wait there.
So, you mean the ones who scoured the settlement for me were also from...
And their goal was to force you to step into the giant magic box so you may personally
Now I figured
participate
out.
in the greatest magic
They pushed the
performance in
shit.
all of Fontanian history.
That's right. That house was a magic box rather than someone's residence.
As the super ultimate version of the setup that I used when I first performed at the opera, the volume of the box was increased by a whole order of magnitude, and the distance it traversed was the entire gap between Poisson and Aranias. Its cargo, of course, was an Archon instead of a human. My thanks, Farina. Without your help, we could never have pulled off such an extraordinary performance. Of course, this performance was only made possible with Father's support. The House of the Hearth spent a massive amount of labor in Mora to pull this off. We had to select a location, construct the giant magic box, dig a tunnel, and open up a path through the water. It was a lot of work for all of us.
So, in other words, the earthquake that we felt within the giant magic box...
That's right. It wasn't a sign of another disaster to come.
Then, I can guess Nervilette and Cloran's part. You gathered a crowd, prepared a stage, and made sure that the champion duelist would be immediately ready for a fight. Also that as soon as I appeared on the stage, the trial may commence without a hitch.
Welcome.
Am I right?
Yes, that is correct.
Well, Clorand, I must commend you for your courage.
Oh.
Only the most outstanding champion duelist in all of Fontaine would accept a duel with an Archon without flinching.
Deadass. It's just, bro, she got a lot more assets than you, dog.
Thank you.
As for you, traveler, I suppose your role was to keep me distracted with conversation once you found me in Poisson. You'd make sure that I didn't notice anything amiss before revealing yourself as my prosecutor once we'd arrived onto the stage.
You've guessed wrong. My mission. Hope that you share your secret with us.
Is that so? Then I suppose I must have missed my final It's fine. It matters not. What's done is done. The stage is already set, so there's no reason to disappoint the audience. Let's see this trial through to the very
No, I'm only one that's pointing. You the fuck. Yeah, the only now is to judge the Hydra Archon. Still, I can't help but be a little bothered by the right before arrived on the
Sir Prosecutor, please allow me to pass this. This is a document that Miss Charlotte applied for and received permission to share with you during the trial. According to her, it should speed up the proceeding.
Huh? Charlotte wanted to give us something? Oh, so she's here too! Oh, let Paimon see. Isn't this the exclusive interview that she did with us before? So she's already... Wait, then that means this document is a perfect timeline of everything that's happened ever since we stepped foot in Fontaine!
Fuck yes!
So in other words, we can refer to this anthology of evidence every time we want to use something from our journey as evidence for an argument! Let's quickly confirm the information in it. Just think think of it as a refresher, all right?
You defeated the Hydro Archon in the very first duels you took part in at the Opera House. I didn't think that you'd wind up getting to the bottom of the case I'd been following all this time. I guess you could also see this as a happy This is the first time Monsieur a Fatui Harbinger. The fortress of Meripede was almost destroyed. According to Monsieur Neuvillette, I nearly lost my awesome friend Navia. The words of someone as extraordinary as a witch can probably...
We have the perfect timeline.
The prosecution and the defense are both in position. The trial shall now begin.
Let's go! Pose.
Oh, come on, Neuvillette. There's no need to
Let's fucking
repeat
go.
all the
Let's
unimportant legalese.
Fucking go. Ready.
Just fast forward to the part where the prosecution lays out my offenses. As the defendant and the lead actress of this performance, I still haven't even been informed of my supposed guilt. Of course, it is only natural for humans to struggle to understand the actions of a god. However, you will need more than that to convict me of—
That's true. But my charge here is unrelated to your conduct as an Archon.
Oh, yeah.
Instead, I would like to charge you as a fraud who's never been the Archon in the first place.
Oh, shit.
Wait, what was that? Lady Farina's a fraud?
Yep.
Hey, I came here thinking that we were going to try the Hydro Archon for forsaking her duty, but did I hear that right? She's not our Archon at all?
Is that right, guys? Better break it.
Charge accepted. Lady Farina, do you plead guilty to the charge? Lady Farina.
I plead not guilty. How can I be guilty? There is no way that I, Focalor, otherwise known as Farina de Fontaine, a member of the Seven and the Regina of all waters, kindreds, peoples, and laws of Fontaine, could be anything other than your true Archon.
Yeah, even though Lady Farina can be rather eccentric, isn't it going too far to doubt her very—
Yeah, I've never questioned her identity either. Sure, Lady Farina can be super irresponsible, but what grounds does that
I have cause to believe that common sense will prevail in this case. Many of the members
Who was supposed to be in that spot right
known
there?
me as
Wait,
the
did Charlotte
Hydro
move?
Archon ever since they were born. There would be no fooling their memory. See? Even the Oratrice has decided to show me its favor. Are you sure you want to commit to a charge that will never be upheld? If you wish to drop the case, I can promise you as the god of justice that you will not have to face trial for making a false accusation. We will treat everything that's happened as a dramatic spectacle and move on with our lives. What do you say to that?
An argument with near impossible odds, huh? We have to not only refute Farina's claims, but also overturn the long-held beliefs of the people.
Well, I tried to give you the chance to surrender. If you must persist, then let me ask. If you believe I'm not the Archon, then what manner of being do you think I am? And if I was not the Archon, then how did I manage to live for over 500 years?
I mean, you could be a yokai or a puppet. Carefully with that show up exactly. I can't Farina live for so long despite being.
That doesn't sound right.
Okay, oh. Fathers.
First of all, race, which would allow you to naturally possess an extended lifespan. And second of all, even if that wasn't the case, there could be other ways to extend your life.
Who gave you that idea? Was it the knave? You'd sink so low as to use a harbinger's words against me.
What matters is the veracity of the claim.
Curse. I once thought it possible that the aura of an Archon might naturally resemble a type of curse. But in light of this claim, perhaps what I sensed was not your divinity, but a curse after all.
Neverett sensed it too, huh?
Lady Farina is actually a human?
Well...
Oh my god, this game's good. This game's good. We're gonna fuck her up.
gods apart just by looking at them.
Ooh. Sounds like we're in the middle.
Well, don't start celebrating too early now. Even if I have been carrying a curse like you said, how does that prove that I am merely a human being? Besides, everyone knows that the main difference between a human and a god is the possession of authority. Gods can do what humans cannot. That's why they're worshipped at. For centuries, manifestations of my authority have served the nation. One need only to turn their eyes towards the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal in this very or consider the indemnitium that is used in every aspect of life.
I'll prove the opposite. I actually have over the after all the child's conviction.
You tried to reference the Oratrice, but weren't you as confused as all the rest of us when the Oratrice declared Child to be guilty without any proof? Otherwise, you should have come up with a good explanation for that by now.
Didn't I make myself clear at the time? The decisions of the gods are naturally difficult for humans to comprehend. There is no need to provide an explanation.
Lady Farina, I believe a reminder of your current circumstances is in order. While the court is in session, the principles of justice and the law must come before all else. While you are an Archon, you are also first and foremost the defendant in this trial. You will prove yourself unable to defend against the prosecution's charges if you continue to withhold vital information against the rules of the court.
I never thought you'd use that kind of rhetoric against me.
That was no trick of rhetoric, Lady Farina. I've merely reiterated the rules of the court. Rules that all should respect and...
So, you neither knew why Child was declared guilty, nor did you understand the structure and operations of the Oratrice. Instead of having been created by you, the manifestations of authority you mentioned have been made by the real Hydro Archon, haven't they?
The real Hydro Archon? Well, now you're really losing me. It is true that I did not know why the Oratrice gave out a guilty verdict that day, but the Oratrice handed out that verdict unilaterally. And it has been operating independently ever since it was first created. You can't argue that just because a divine creation is flawed, that the god behind it must also be no god at all.
She's still throwing out all kinds of excuses. Seems like she's confident that we won't be able to produce proof that she has no power over the Oratrice.
My power as an Archon. There are many ordinary citizens in the audience. How can I just carelessly demonstrate the formidable power of an...
If that poses a concern, I'm prepared to extend my protection to the audience.
You don't need to go that far.
Aren't you the Hydro Archon? Or is it that you can't even wield the power of Hydro, much less the authority of a god?
Oh, this shit's getting good.
Indemnitium! Yes! It's all because of Indemnitium! All Archons derive their power from the faith of the people, and I've converted the people's faith in justice into Thus did I give up all of my divine power to provide everyone with energy for their daily lives. Have you ever seen a more magnanimous
Isn't that?
Yeah, no matter how generous an Archon can be, how could they give up all their power? Can a god with no power even still be...
Seems like nobody's buying Farina's excuse.
Hey, come now, everyone. Please Don't stare at me as if I was I'm still the same Farina you knew, right? The one that you loved. Shouldn't you want to, please?
If what the prosecutor said is true, she really has committed a grave.
Did she deceive all of us? And all of our parents and grandparents too? And all of our ancestors? Ever since they were born?
Enough! That's enough. Tell me then, if I'm not the real Hydro Archon, then who is? If you
Nouvellette.
have no evidence of another
I'll play
Hydro Archon's
Nouvellette's the dragon.
existence, nor can you find anyone who can back up their claim to be such, then what grounds have you to say that I'm not actually the—
Wow, she came up with yet another argument. How can...
Can't prove that she is an Archon. We can try to prove that she is. And if she was, oh, a murder. And then let's power. What evidence can we prove that Farina is human? I think it should be. Because okay. House of we or what evidence can prove that Farina? I'm gonna try this one. If Paimon says it's not, then it's obvious.
It has been established that all Fontanians can dissolve in water from the primordial sea. And that means...
Since you insist on claiming to be a god and not a human, then there's a method that you can use right here and now to eliminate all suspicions of you being the latter.
Miss Navia, please apply to serve as a temporary attorney for the prosecution before addressing the court. Though you act in partnership with the prosecutor, you must still adhere to proper procedure.
Super sorry, Monsieur Chief Justice. I swear this really will be the last time that I'll speak out of turn. Now, I've brought some seawater from Poisson. As everyone knows, a massive flood struck the area not long ago, including those of some of my closest friends. So, Miss Farina, would you dare to touch some of this seawater? If we are to believe that you are indeed the real Hydro Archon, touching this seawater would have no effect on you. All it should do is strengthen your case. But if you don't dare to touch it, then we would have basically proved the reverse. Oh, and I must remind you that after the disaster at Poisson, nobody wants to see any more people dissolve. I do hope you'll act prudently and shoot
Navia from the Spina di Rasula. The Spina has governed Poisson for many years. I guess her suggestion is valid.
If Lady Farina is indeed just a human, she's probably Fontanian like all the rest of us.
She's not gonna disappear though.
Lady Farina, this test has been unilaterally proposed by the prosecution. As it falls outside the realm of
Well, of course he had to tell her that. But refusing to participate is basically the same as a confession.
She's just staring at the water without saying a single word. It really does seem like she's quite terrified.
What's going on? Is she really planning to... that's not what...
Due to the inherent risk of the test, Lady Farina.
Hey! I'm fine! Look at me, everyone! Will you believe me now? I really am your Archon! I'm nothing like a normal human who would fall apart as soon as...
Man, she just disappears.
Miss Siegewin? If you are present, Miss Siegewin, please come forward and attend.
Siege? Don't be nervous. It'll just take a few...
Please announce the results of your evaluation to the court.
As everyone doubtlessly saw, Miss Farina was displaying symptoms of hyperventilation and flushed skin. She was experiencing the adverse effects of exposure to primordial seawater. The extent to which she was affected is the same as other humans when exposed to primordial seawater of a similar...
Thank you, Miss Siegewin. Lady Farina, you may return to the...
Oh, wait. What did she just say? I didn't get dissolved. Shouldn't that be enough to prove my innocence? Well, considering your tendency to run from your problems, we did originally prepare a direct sample of the seawater around Poisson. However, after extensive discussion, we exchanged it for a sample that is not concentrated enough to dissolve an actual human. After all, on the off chance that something entirely unexpected might occur, we don't want anyone else to lose their life to the sea.
Yeah, so out of regard for Farina's life, you secured a low-concentration sample and asked the head nurse to serve as an expert witness. It's a great thing that the direct sample wasn't actually used for...
I can't believe...
Can't have not human. Unlike how she acts, unless she keep her blood and save her own life. Hasn't given up everything.
Listen to me, everyone. Please don't give me such cold and disdainful looks. What happened just now didn't prove a single thing. Think about it. How can you conclusively prove that an Archon can't also be affected by... Also, if I was really just a human, why would I dare to just put my hand in that...
Bro, tell never let it put his hand in the water.
Everyone, anyone, just listen to me. I swear, I really am your Arch...
I don't think anything she says at this point will sway anyone. The odds are just too stacked against her now.
With all the things that have been said, Paimon doesn't think there's any way left for Farina.
I believe the time for arguments and presentation of evidence has come to an end. If there are no objections, we will move on to the final judgment.
Cry.
I don't think anything she says at this point will sway anyone. She's too stacked against her now.
Crappy. Why is everything turning red?
In my capacity as Chief Justice, I shall now render judgment on Farina's misrepresentation of herself as the Archon of Fontaine. As a human who knowingly deceived her fellow citizens, Farina is... guilty.
Guilty as fuck! And there it goes. That's when the prophecy starts.
We shall now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale to render the final verdict on the charges. According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, Farina is...
not guilty?
Well, what's wrong? What's the Oratrice's verdict?
No. The Oratrice also displays a guilty verdict.
Isn't that correct then?
However, the exact wording of the verdict is thus. The Hydro Archon, guilty to be punished via the death sentence.
The death sentence?
That's actually one of the available sentences? I've always thought that it was just a myth.
The one and only time the death sentence has been handed out at the court. And it's been given to the very person we've worshipped as the god of justice?
Farina's been sentenced to death by the Oratrice? We just wanted to use the trial to show her the seriousness of things so she'd tell us the truth.
This outcome is indeed quite strange. According to Fontaine's current definitions of justice, as well as its recommendations for criminal sentences, Is this sentence really appropriate for the crimes that have been committed?
Yeah! Even Vache wasn't sentenced to death by the Oratrice. You know, the real evil mastermind behind the serial disappearances case.
Render judgment on the Hydra.
Indeed. Not only is Farina's sentence overly excessive, the very point of our trial today was also to prove that Farina has never been the Hydro Archon in the first place. But now, the Oratrice seems to have deliberately invoked the title of the Hydro Archon. What does this mean?
Hydra.
Excuse me, if I may interrupt. Is the trial still going?
Fremine! Huh, you finally made it. I assume this means you've completed your mission?
Mm-hmm. Any mission Father assigns to me will always be top priority.
Some help from the other foot.
Is that the first prophecy slate? Huh. So the knave privately arranged for Fremine to try and find the missing slate.
I looked everywhere and finally found it at the bottom of the sea. It took me a long time to get around some dangerous stretches of water, but has the trial already concluded? Then doesn't that mean I've come too late?
Thank you for your hard work, Mr. Fremine. Please allow me to review the record left on the slate. Power to the Traveler, I believe that you have already seen the other existing slates, and would like you to come here and confirm their content.
Huh? So what do you see? What is it?
I believe I've now made sense of the Hydro Archon's crime. It has to do with Fontaine's lost history.
Huh? Isn't the Hydro Archon just guilty of deceiving her people? Oh, wait, no, that's Farina, and we've already proven that she's not the Hydro Archon. So when you say Hydro Archon, do you mean the real Hydro Archon we've been kinda talking about?
In truth, everything that you've encountered in Fontaine up until this point can be traced back to the contents of these stone slates. However, I'm uncertain as to how much sense they currently make to you.
Contents of...
Okay, let's try to recall the contents of the other three. The first stone slate describes what you just said. It seems to show the previous Hydro Archon using her divine power, and then the Oceanids turn into human. Does that mean that Fontainians are transformed Oceanids? Oh, Paimon wasn't expecting that.
Like all of them cases.
But if Oceanids can turn into humans, then perhaps this process can be reversed as well. The second stone slate shows Celestia floating in the sky, and the Hydro Archon and her people worshipping it together. But the heavens still... This must be the point when the Hydro Archon and the Fontaine... The third slate shows the Hydro Archon sinking into the sea surrounded by many people. That reminds Paimon... Well, the fourth slate is the prophecy of the Fontainians of... We didn't believe that such a...
We know from the case of the serial disappearance and the first stone, this might be the reason.
About... Back. These floatates are... show Celestia floating in the sky and the Hydra Archon and people worshipping. Our judgment down upon.
That doesn't...
Rina?
Perhaps what is about to take place has all happened before.
After the
true sin of the Hydro Archon that Nervalet mentioned, and the original sin cast down on the people of Fontaine.
Talks about there's a Hydra Archon.
It's not as simple as falling into the sea. When Navia fell into the sea, her consciousness was subjected. The stone slates show the people gathered around the Hydro.
Lastly, as
the prophecy from the stone slates found its way into society, but not many people believed it at first. The fortress of Meropide was nearly flooded with
They'll dissolve into the primordial sea, but won't cease to exist. The Hydro Archon was sentenced to death in court, shocking everyone present. Navia fell into the water inside those ruins, and she nearly dissolved. She was surrounded by the people of Poisson in a court within her consciousness, and was forced to take part in a trial. The eruption of the primordial sea at the fortress of Meropide was the surest sign that the prophecy was about to come to pass no matter what. The stone slate's contents can all be verified by recent events. If we combine what we know together, loads of truths should come to light. Now, so that's how you can make sense of it. But then it feels like we're going to have to share some truly shocking revelations.
Let's hear them.
Incredible. Linny, did you hear that?
We're not real human.
All Fontanians were originally created by the late previous Hydro Archon, with Oceanids as their basis. The evidence for that can be found in how only Fontanians could dissolve in primordial seawater, and how all the girls Vacher dissolved were also turned into Oceanids. Oh, and according to Navia, when she was about to get dissolved, she also saw everyone gathered around for a trial, all of them in the shape of Oceanids.
Indeed.
Yeah! And it follows from the content of the first slate that she probably anchored Celestia by creating humans without prior permission. That could also explain why the Oratrice judged the Hydro Archon to be guilty. It's to account for that ancient sin.
The Hydro Archon's true sin was creating us?
And yet, after many hundreds of years, the Hydro Archon's creations have turned around to try to judge the Archon within the Opera Epiclese. The twists of history are often the most unexpected.
Yeah! Isn't the image here just like when Navia fell into the sea? So wouldn't it be trying to show the image of the Hydro Archon also falling into the sea once the prophecy has been fulfilled in the fourth slate? In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away. Did Paimon get all that right?
You've made some keen deductions. I must say, given how much you still don't know, it is impressive that you've already managed to connect so many pieces of the truth. However, while you were able to decode all the information on the slates, they've also been etched with an additional layer of hidden information using a different power source. When we were at the ruins, I tried to decipher the hidden information recorded in the slates. But since we only had 3 slates at the time, I was unable to come to a full conclusion. Now that the slate collection is complete, I shall make another attempt to decipher the narrative recorded within. If everything goes well, we should finally be informed of the...
What you're gonna do? Let's show us that power pop.
Well? Did you get it?
I believe I should share this truth not only with you, but with all the people of Fontaine as well. I will try to briefly summarize it for you. Your hypotheses regarding the origin of Fontanians and the sin of the Hydro Archon were both correct. In the Fontaine of old, the previous Hydro Archon sensed the yearning of her Oceanid familiars for life on land. The Oceanids were enamored with the beauty and romanticism of human beings, and wishing to have those experiences for themselves, expressed to the Hydro Archon their desire to become of a similar kind. However, even though water as an element is intricately linked with the power of life, the Hydro Archon, as one of the seven, did not possess the authority to create a new form of human life, not one to give in. She eventually found a way to create permanent humanoid bodies for her familiars by appropriating the power of this planet's primordial sea.
Damn. Alright, let me use the back. Let's go.
She poured primordial seawater into the Oceanid's blood vessels, creating humanoid mimics in the process.
That face.
But if Fontanians were to ever come into direct contact with water from the primordial sea, the power within their bodies would escape these artificial restraints and return to the sea. As a result, their forms would collapse, and they would be reverted to their original forms as Oceanids. Of course, the Hydro Archon never received permission from the heavenly principles to create a new human race.
Damn, we're having like cinematic dialogue now?
And thus, the Hydro Archon and all of her creations came to shoulder the original sin of appropriating the power of the primordial sea. That
they weren't even
is
using
the
it.
true history of how the people of Fontaine first came into being.
So we were all Oceanids before we turned into human beings?
That's way too much information for me. I think I'm just going to pretend that I never heard a single. Wait, but if that's the truth, we can't let the Hydro Archon be sentenced to death. After all, her only sin was creating a...
This really might be too much information for your regular
Alas, your hypothesis regarding the third and fourth stone slates was inaccurate. The slates' respective positions are, in fact, correct. A key point of the visual on the third slate is how all the individuals depicted in the water are humans rather than they have not been dissolved, which implies that the water depicted in this slate is not water from the primordial sea. The nation of Fontaine is the nation of Hydro, as well as the nation of trials and justice. Instead of being the literal element, the water in the scene symbolizes judgment and justice.
Balance.
You may also recall Navia's experience. When she fell into the sea, her consciousness was surrounded by that of many others who intended to hold a trial to determine her fate. Therefore, the meaning of the third slate that the people of Fontaine shall try the Hydro Archon at the court of justice. Yes, it refers to our present situation.
I think I'm following now. So, what you're saying is, even though we decided to put on this trial to avoid fulfilling the prophecy, in truth, everything we've done has happened exactly as the prophecy foretold.
Yep.
So now, it seems, we're the ones making sure it comes true.
What should we do?
Huh. No matter what, the prophecy will be fulfilled. Is this what it feels like to be a prisoner of fate?
If that's the case, does that mean the scene in the fourth slate will also be fulfilled soon?
Traveler, I would like to point out another small fallacy in your deductions. About the fourth slate. You probably thought that the eruption of primordial seawater beneath the fortress of Meripede served as the surest sign that the prophecy was about to come to. However, I believe that rather than being a sure sign, that eruption could in fact only be a small warning of something far worse. As for the root cause of the catastrophe, I believe you've already encountered it once before. This eruption was just a small warning of the things to come.
Ew.
It was both dream and reality.
If we're talking about a true culprit, that could only be that thing inside the primordial...
The truth, the original sin, the trial, and the root cause of the disaster.
Makes sense. There you go, it started. Run, bitch, run! Stronger than Nouvelle. Come on, child. I hope they make Child's Harbinger form summonable. Say you suckers. Win it.
That was way too close! How did that thing just burst into the Opera House? Wait, was that the huge whale you saw in your dream?
So we've met it at last. I understand very well why it has chosen to make an appearance here. That whale does not belong to Tevat. It is a monster that has traversed the stars, weeping all. It has been greedily consuming the energy from the planet's primordial sea, using it to grow. That is the main cause for the rising sea level. And once it has finished consuming all of the energy contained within the sea, its next step will be...
You said that when the Hydro Archon first created Fontanians out of Oceanids, she filled their blood vessels with primordial...
Precisely. That whale finds the blood of Fontanians nigh impossible to resist. Therefore, when it left the primordial sea, it decided to make its next stop a packed opera house full of food.
We just barely managed to push it back, right? In that case, won't it come back to target the people again once it's managed to...
That is correct. Indeed, it is more accurate to say that we should thank that Harbinger for buying us some time. Without him, the whale would have likely come onto land far. From the way he looked, he must have been fighting the creature for quite a...
That battle maniac. We've always known that he had a special connection with that whale, but we definitely didn't expect it to help. Anyway, now that we know that this whale is the actual cause of the disaster recorded in the prophecy, all we need to do to stop the...
It is too late. It had already absorbed too much of the primordial sea's energy before we could notice it. At this point, it has become practically integrated with the sea itself.
We can go to the sea. It would affect us.
Even if the entirety of Tevat were to be destroyed, it could still survive and swim off towards some other world.
That's not something I will. We've already done everything we can, and we even found the true culprit. We've come so far.
We've come so far.
The hurdle is some impossible foe.
Indeed. That's not how a grand performance should end.
I'll fight it to the end.
So the prophecy will be fulfilled no matter what, huh?
The prophecy. Yes, what has been prophesied will be fulfilled. You may view such things as the history of...
Everything is. You couldn't fight against fate. Wait, it's all about fate.
Just as prophecies are usually only the future as seen from the perspectives of the gods, could things be happening in hidden corners, where the gods' gaze does not fall? Ultimately, fate shall serve as your only guide, no matter what will happen in Tevat's future.
Oh, wait.
All you need to do is to play your part.
Can we ask Farina where the Gnosis is? That even if the prophecy will be a way to save everyone? I missed something. Hey, I forgot about Farina. What was it? What did it say? At the last moment in the giant box. Is her real? Oh, there it goes.
What's happening with the aura trees?
It's about to bust.
I believe it is preparing to carry out the death sentence.
Farina! No, I still need answers.
Yo, Nuvala dead, dog, confirmed. Oh. Oh, we got. Here we go.
You.
Farina.
Sorry. That shocked expression on your face is just too amusing. I couldn't help.
You are not Farina. Who are you?
The sweet sound of bewilderment. Marvelous. A sure sign that my attempt to deceive everyone was a resounding success. But to answer your question, I am Focalor. You know, the god.
Focalor. Why did you deceive us?
Oh, that wasn't my goal, of course. Goodness, no. But I had to fool everyone else too, if I was to stand any chance of deceiving the Heavenly Principle.
Deceiving the Heavenly Principle?
It's all because of that pernicious prophecy. Dreadful, wasn't it? Everyone doomed to dissolve. Fontaine condemned to be flooded. One was not amused. In fact, one was positively bemused when that problem was thrust upon me by my dearest predecessor. That's the former Hydro Archon Egeria for the uninitiated. It hardly gets more disastrous than a preordained national catastrophe. She knew full well that the prophecy would surely come to pass. And as one of the seven, she also knew full well that one defies the heavenly principles at one's peril. So yes, as you have no doubt surmised, it was a rather impossible situation that I found myself in. I spent a terribly long time mulling it over, alone on the ocean floor. And I was almost growing barnacles by the time I finally realized there was only one possible solution to this confounding conundrum. I had to outwit the heavenly principles, allow the prophecy to be fulfilled, ostensibly at least, while saving everyone at the same. I'm a genius, I know. I can only assume that's why Egeria chose me as her successor. Although, looking back now, it was hardly the inheritance one dreams of. Between the task of saving the nation, the quotidian duties of the Hydro Archon, and not to mention the original sin of creating a new race of humans, I dare say she left me quite a colossal mess to clean up. But one can only play the hand one is dealt. I did not choose this, any more than I chose to be one of her Oceanid familiar.
So you were also once one of the Oceanids, transformed into a human by Egeria's hand.
Yes, I was. I always dreamed of becoming human. And I still do, even now. In my eyes, to be human is to be part of the greatest opera ever known. After becoming a god, I separated my divinity from my body and spirit, leaving behind only a self that was as naive and bewildered as my past self on her first day as a human being. The me you see before you now is that divinity. And the human counterpart I left behind, I named Farina. She could feel joy, sorrow, and everything in between. She could be as vain and conceited, or as meek and vulnerable as she wished. Her strengths were of a kind only a human could possess, as were her shortcomings. But in my eyes, Farina's humanity was what made her perfect. She was perfectly human in every way. The person I always wanted to be. Anyway, so then I cursed her.
No, what the fuck?
All part of the plan, of course. The plan to deceive the heavenly principle. Do you still remember the final scene of the prophecy? The Hydra Archon alone, weeping on her. In order that the prophecy might appear fulfilled, I invited Farina to be an actress, to play the part of the Hydro Archon under the curse I placed on her. So long as I, Focalor's divinity, continued to exist, she could not die. But nor was she free to live her life in the pursuit of happiness. Instead, she was forced to take the stage in the opera house, to embrace the role of leading lady, to forever play the part of the god from the prophecy. I suppose now you probably understand why your court is called the Opera Epiclese.
But Farina is only human. Even though she has had a long life, her mind is no stronger than that of any other Odin. I cannot begin to fathom what she has had to endure. It must have been torture for her.
It has indeed. And although she is, in a sense, me in human form, I most definitely owe her an apology for it. It's been 500 years, and all along, she's been playing her part in the most unimaginably long, unbearably lonely, and agonizingly painful opera of all time.
I'll think. Wrong hydrogen. Mountain. Like speak directly to that self. I'm like human franchise opportunity Marina, let me get in that beach.
Oh, who permitted you to come onto the stage? Now, I understand your admiration for my august self, but I must ask you to keep to the rules. All right. It is not my intent to reprimand you. There is no need to state your name. Just be off with you. Do not distract me from my performance. Oh, do not jest. Can you not feel it? I am Focalor. The eyes of countless Fontanians are upon me. I must, at all times, display the utmost elegance.
Alright. In her heart of hearts, she's still playing the role of the Hydro Arc. Love must she have that even self and perishable have to find.
Dear audience, the performance is
experiencing
a technical difficulty, but worry not. The gods shall resolve it soon enough.
Nothing lasts forever. Right now, emerge. A fresh maneuver. Press for rebuild. We're way behind schedule.
Hey, what gives? The audience is still watching me, you know. Guards? Wait, where are the guards? Guards!
Dead bitch.
Torn to oblivion.
Last one. All the spotlights often for as the eyes of the feeling, which I think I just ticket end up here. I could be here. It looks like at the beginning that case. Anyone for a mirror. Why am I not there? What the fuck?
Farina. Huh? Who's that? Who's calling me? Where are you? Be not nervous. Be not afraid. I am before you. Wait a moment. You're mirror me? How can this... Mirror you, huh? You know what? That's not bad. Let's go with that.
Mirror me. What do you wish to say?
The prophecy. Have you heard of it?
What prophecy? Wait. I know. I think... I don't know why, but it's in my head. The people will all be dissolved into the waters. And
oh.
What's going on? I can't see.
Yes, it will. And...
But doesn't that mean everyone will die?
Oh, don't worry. Magical meetings exist in this world precisely to... I will tell you how to save everyone.
Oh, so there's still hope after all. As for the suffering, well, I will admit that the first thing that came to mind was, why do I have to be the one? But if the prophecy will come true, I'll also die anyway, right? So if I've already met, if there were scales...
I suppose this would also be the justice that belongs to you.
Huh?
Don't worry, it's nothing. Listen well. Fontaine has just lost its Hydro Archon. I need you to play a role. That of the new
Play as...
That's right. You must begin a never-ending masquerade. You must never let anyone suspect your identity. If you can keep it up, then I shall have my way of defying this prophecy.
But how will I do this? A human is...
Don't worry. What you must do is not to turn yourself into a real god. You being a human yourself, I'm sure you already know what such an entity would be like. Remember, you're...
So, how long and...
To accomplish this mission, you will have to stay on the stage for many, many years. You will endure and not grow old until your task ends. But I promise you, all will eventually end in a magnificent and dramatic trial, and everyone will be safe.
Trial? Huh.
Us into a Shin's Oh. Whoa. Gotta go goddamn.
The Maison card. What should I say to most of... Ladies and I'm sure you've all heard about... In truth, I know that as the god Focalor, once again, think this... I thought I might stammer, but thankfully, I was...
That's the new Hydro Archon. Is this some kind of joke by the Maison? I would have thought that a being that surpasses humanity would be a bit more...
Hey, did you hear that? She even told us to send her suggestions that...
Shouldn't gods be all-powerful? She's being so modest. What's the difference between...
If you ask me, perhaps the succession didn't actually happen. She might...
Wait, what's going on? Right. Mirmi said that I should calm down, Farina. Assertive, with a strong... Oh, now, I was wondering if some weak puppet were to one day come onto the stage and claim... Well, you may consider my previous act a door gift of sorts. Now then...
Ah, so that was just a performance. How could I have forgotten that we were inside an opera house?
Personality? It's quite shocking, to be honest, but I suppose it's a better look than before.
Such a fascinating and bold deity. How wonderful! Our future may yet be bright after all.
It seems I've turned them around. Best follow this flow and restart my accession speech. My dear people, whether you acknowledge me or not, whether you trust me or nay, I say to you, keep faith. We have heard it said that this nation's sins can no longer... The scales of just may law be the prayer on our lips. May judgment be our worship. There is no trust so long as I, the...
Do the other choices. Whatever, bro. Dead.
Lady Farina, here are today's case report.
Come now, was I not just at the opera house? Besides, none of these trials...
If I may be so impertinent...
A magnificent, dramatic, and wondrous...
That's true, I fear I lack the ability to grasp your divine...
No need for fright, and do not take what I said before too seriously. Go now, do your duty.
Where am I?
Lady Farina, I don't know what to say.
No need to thank me. All right.
He's...
Fuck are these books?
Lady Farina, here are the latest hydrological reports.
I see. It's as I thought then. As your god, I did already expect this, but all manner of sign.
Well, as I understand it, the Fontaine
Really? Have they...
I'm afraid that they have...
Sorry. What?
The day is finally over. I haven't, but it's good to see that everything's getting on track. Maybe this is fine. All right.
That every scene is gonna be a repeat.
Lady Farina, here are the new trial.
They'll...
Lady Farina, I've...
Indeed, my dear.
Lady Farina, we're detecting significant...
Understood. Keep monitoring. Keep me in... I don't think I let any... I feel utterly...
Scene 6. Opera House. Scene 5, I mean. Fuck. What? Scene 500. Oh yeah, there you go. Let me days it.
Lady Farina, it's like I've heard that the first night.
And what a fine family yours is indeed. What is it, good citizen?
Are you crying?
Uh-huh. Oh, really now? I didn't even notice. This must be the overflow of hydro from my person. Well, can't quite help being the god whose dominion is...
No wonder. No wonder. A manifestation of your...
So interminable. So lonely. Hundreds of years must have passed by now. Perhaps the show must go on for hundreds more. I never imagined that it would hurt so much. Have I reached my limit? No. Perhaps I reached it long ago. I want to tell someone, anyone, about this. I've conducted so many investigations across the century. All I can do is keep heart. I must maintain this act.
That's torture.
To save
So much psychological torture. Or? And so this is when we came in.
Farina, you don't have to shoulder this burden alone, although I don't know what you might be keeping from everyone. Your people are more than willing to share your burden.
Giant magic box. Great, I didn't think that this in her inner world. Surely I'll find what. Tell me.
Share. That's impossible. It
It was fated right from the start that this would be my...
But even if your burden doesn't need to be shared, you can still choose to confide in someone. Just share it with me.
A witness. Yes, I've heard that you came to Tevat from beyond the stars, and if Tevat is, in its entirety, a show on a stage, then you're just a spectator. If that's the case... He's right. I could confide in him, couldn't I? But if things don't play out as expected, the people of Fontaine will be the ones to pay the price. No, Farina, you shouldn't be but what if it's really up, Farina? You've worked so hard for so long. Surely it would be okay to put yourself first for one. Is it such an outrageous thing to do anyway? To find someone in whom you can confide your frustrations, and if you let this opportunity slip through your fingers, it might never come by. Think about it long and hard. No, I have nothing to say. I am for all you need to do, dear spectator, is to witness my performance until...
Fine.
Damn. I kept her duties till the very end, dog.
So even Farina doesn't know the truth? You've never once let her in on the full plan?
Yes, it had to be done. To deceive the heavenly principles, you must first deceive yourself. She did very well. If she had let her resolve falter even once in these 5 centuries, Fontaine would have been doomed to the most tragic fate. It seems that trusting humanity was the right decision after all.
I believe that I understand how your deception works, but that is only half the truth. How would you build on this foundation to save the people of Fontaine?
Ah, good, good. Of course, the Eudex of Fontaine has pinpointed the crux of the... I'm sure you've long sensed that the Oratrice is no simple machine.
That's the note.
Yes?
I've always suspected that it had its own consciousness. And Lenny did mention that he heard a human voice within the court. It now seems that that person was you, hidden within the machine all along.
And then I became one with the Oratrice, taking Fontaine's gnosis with me. Yes. Alas, your understanding of this device still lacks sufficient... In truth, it is no enactor of justice. It is, in fact, a device created to kill the god of justice.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, you have it. And to be more precise, not only will the Oratrice take down the god of justice, it will also take down the divine throne upon which she has been placed. I mean, did you think I would be the sort to enjoy peaceful repose while Farina suffered? My work over these last 500 years has been to constantly accumulate indemnitium within the Oratrice. But really, some have already discovered that only a small fraction of the energy generated by the device was ever used to provide power to Fontaine. The vast majority had to be accumulated to enact this death sentence.
500 years.
It was all a part of your plan then? Both the trial and the sentence?
Indeed. This power, accrued over 5 centuries, could have sustained Fontainians for millennia, had it only been used for that purpose. Almost all of it has now been stored within the Oratrice, but only power of this magnitude could hope to destroy the Hydro Archon's divine throne, shaking the rules established by Celestia, and breaking through the institution that is the Seven.
So the Oratrice's call for death was for neither Farina nor Focalor, but for the Hydro Archon. The destruction of that divine throne. If I do not misunderstand your intent, you must...
Returning what's rightfully yours to you, of course. In other words, this was all done to return the authority of the Hydro Archon to the Hydro Dragon of this planet.
Did say he could hold it back.
Oh, what? Getting sad again, are we? The authority of the ancient dragons shall soon be yours once more, O Hydro Dragon Sovereign. And this is the face you make.
All you've done throughout the years is just so you can sacrifice yourself at the very end.
I've never quite seen it that way, you know. Even now, I'm quite pleased at how well my deception worked. Hydro Dragon, don't cry. I must say, had it been within my rights, I would have loved to judge the heavenly principles themselves. Were they not guilty of essentially the same crime? Egeria stole the power of the primordial sea, and the heavenly principles stole the power you ancient dragons possess. I, for my part, am the god of justice. And is it not just that your original powers should be returned to you? Speaking of justice, I have always believed that justice lies in the process of pursuing human... So, if the theft of the primordial sea's might was Fontaine's original sin, then, leaving matters of procedural right and wrong aside, the descent of the Fontanians as humans and their right to exist in this world would be Fontaine's original In other words, existence was Egeria's justice. And to me, justice is the continuation of that existence, defying the prophecy and ensuring that Fontaine's people shall live on. That, at this point, we, whether it be myself or all other Fontanians, have shouldered the burden of this sin for far too long. Iudex Nervillet, the highest judge in our land, when you regain your full power as an elemental sovereign, what verdict shall you pass upon us?
So when I was invited to the court of Fontaine to serve as Iudex, I see now that that was your idea too, at last. I now understand the true purpose behind this. In the beginning, I was uninterested in human existence. But these 5 centuries of living alongside them have gradually brought about mutual understanding between us. And I have even attempted to feel as they feel. You are a devious one, Focalor. Things being as they are, surely you know that I could never declare them to be guilty.
The hour of my execution is almost here. For the sinner, the curtain call has come. I know I may not sound it, but faced with death, I find myself a little afraid. Perhaps this is one thing both gods and humans have in common. Farewell, Nervillet. I hope you've enjoyed the part you played these 500 years.
Crazy is the biggest following. Thank you for all of you. Hold on. Happily. Good.
I, Eudex Nouvelet, hereby declare, people of Fontaine, your sins are forgiven.
So you guys full power back, yo. Let's go.
What just happened? Has the death sentence been carried out?
Was that bright light some sort of misdirection? I have a feeling that something huge just happened.
But since we're all still alive and haven't been dissolved, I assume whatever happened was good for us.
It's time to end this. We must mete out punishment to that beast.
Didn't you say just a moment ago that it can't be defeated?
I have gained the strength sufficient to deal with it. Through certain means, I now have the ability to separate the power of the Primordial Sea from them. We should seize the opportunity to pursue our quarry. Traveler, now that the oratories can no longer function, I require an executor to help me mete out justice. The root of the calamities befalling Fontaine. The beast that enacts the prophecy. Its name is the all-devouring Narwhal. Come with me, traveler. The hour of execution has come.
Ah, but ah! Holy shit, this motherfucker big. We're gonna play as Nouvelet.
But how are we going to do that? It's huge!
I've already done my best to separate the power of the Primordials from the way. Considering the size of the beast, I cannot reach the power source. Unless we can find a way to attack it from within. I shall share a part of the ancient dragon's power with you. We shall look for an opening together. I can feel its sorrow turning into hostility.
We're waiting. Right here. Emerge. Right here. Illusion shattered. Hold the line. No touching. Next time, the engine.
All-devouring Narwhal cannot resist its instinct to devour. Continue to trigger its hostility. A chance will present itself.
And can you even shoot it from that far?
Emerge. Right now. I'm always watching. There is no escape. Right here.
I have granted you my protection. Do not fear. Seize the moment and use my power to suppress its root from within.
Rest and rebuild. Covenants of the deep. Hold the line. Now you shall perish. Blaze over. Emerge. Nothing lasts forever. Right here. Emerge. Allow me.
Oh. That was it. Fuck. The fuck did she throw child also?
Thanks for helping with the cleanup. It should have been my job, but oh well. It was just supposed to be a short private training session for me. I didn't think that my disciple and my master's pet would start brawling in the meantime. Well, actually, I had a feeling that it would happen at some point, but they bumped into one another earlier than I thought. What a blunder. I suppose I'll have to swing my sword 3 million times as penance.
That power. Who are you exactly?
Paimon has an idea. From what she said earlier, she must be Child's master. Skirk, right? It's just that he gave us the impression that she was the less talkative person.
I simply did not have anything to say to the weak. But you, on the other hand, managed to defeat the all-devouring narwhal without using power from beyond this world, so you may speak to me as equals. I have to agree. It's a strange use of a planet's primordial waters just to raise an all-devouring narwhal. That kind of power is wasted on it. It's not cooperative. It eats too much. And I have more important things to do with my time than pet sitting. The only thing that creature has going for it is its look. All in all, it fails as a pet.
Miss Skirk? I think you might have missed the point.
The point?
Well, being that this pet almost destroyed an entire nation. So what sort of person is your master? Well, Child's master's...
Oh, right. So you don't know him. Sorry, I assumed you did. His name is Sertologi.
I am unfamiliar with that name.
Huh. So Master isn't sufficiently famous. How should I describe him then? Have you heard of the name?
The Foul?
Still nothing? Well, how about the Visionary? Vetterfulnir then?
Ooh, that one we've heard! Rhine part of the Hexen Circle. She's Albedo's mom, right?
Oh, so you do know that name. To be honest, I also heard all of those names and titles from my master. I don't actually know them either. But I suppose you understand now, yes? My master is likely a similar sort to Rhine. They are both pursuing some form of perfection.
Wait! Didn't you also mention a visionary person? Paimon didn't quite catch their name.
Actually, never mind that. I believe it expedient to inform you that the all-devouring narwhal used up nearly all its strength fighting you. Such roiling hydro energies will prove difficult for the planet's deep seas to... As such, the Fontaine back on the surface has most likely been thrown into chaos. In other words, the prophecy that you've been fretting over should now be in full swing.
What?
However,
not to worry. Focalor has already managed to deceive the Heavenly Principle.
In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only Farina will remain, weeping on her throne.
What the fuck?
Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
Fontaine was elevated though. But... Oh, what the fuck? Everybody's swimming?
Help! Over here!
Wait, so Nuvalet truly turned them into humans? That's a ship she contracted. Or Rothfield. Rosley. It's crazy, bro. The ship he contracted.
Hurry! Hey, lend a hand! Look! The water's receding!
It's a miracle!
Water's receding.
We didn't dissolve. The prophecy was wrong. The prophecy was wrong.
Crazy.
Are you alright?
We're saved. The prophecy was wrong.
Hell yeah. Navia, what the hell?
Renewed. The Spiriti Rasula talks post-disaster rebuilding. I reason old soil can still give birth skyship with the various disputes that have arisen on account of Mr. Ed. People always... Wow! Paimon barely recognizes the people in the reports. Are those really Juria and Navia?
What do you think? Pretty enthralling, huh? The Steambird's idea was pretty simple. With the disaster just having passed, we would print a free edition packed to the margins. The value for these big scoops lies in their inevitable follow-ups. Edwin's assistant, Jurier, created a true flying ship. Well,
Paimon's curious.
and that's exactly why...
Are you sure?
Oh, this time we'll be... born of ice and frost.
Allie. What the password? Password. Shut up, bro, Jungly. For that fucking narwhal fight.
Navia!
Oh, it's you.
Hey, we're just having a...
I'm here to update my...
Let me introduce you. This is Mr. Garunt Snezhevich.
Yeah.
He represented the Knave in sending us a large amount of supplies, and is helping with... Our residents are hard at work as well. Thanks to everyone, work is progressing nicely.
Hello, Miss Charlotte. I'm a big fan of yours. But if you don't mind, could you not emphasize our role too much in your report? It's not charity we're doing here. We just happen to share the same
I get where you're coming from. I'll keep it as simple as possible. Or would you be willing to feature as friendly neighbors?
Spider-Man!
That would be fine.
Oh, you're back too. How are things?
We finished laying down the construction materials. It'll be another hour before the workers are able to go over.
Huh?
Well, her reputation's greatly risen after that whole duel business with Miss Farina. So she's here in Poisson to wait out the heat. All right. She really came here to help.
There's too much to consider in the reconstruction of Poisson. The Spina has need of more decision makers.
Oh, wait just a moment. Do you mind me asking a few questions? You know, about how you felt before the duel.
Forget it. I'm sure you can find a better theme than that, Miss Charlotte.
I see you're the same as always. Couldn't you do me a favor, for Navia's sake?
Well, if we're talking about doing things for my sake, you might as well just take a few more photos of me. Or of the Traveler.
What the fuck?
It's better than wasting time persuading.
Of course I will. I'm not gonna let him off that easy. All right, then everyone who wants to be in the photo, gather up. And smile.
Why is still Paimon shitting?
Not bad. Your addition really helped the composition of the picture. All right, hang on a moment. Let me snap a few more shots. All right, that should do it. I'll be back here later anyway, so let's call it a day.
You're very quick.
Speed is of the essence when it comes to the news. Also, not to brag, but I'm pretty good at building connections.
Wow, you really do have that never say die.
I'll hazard a guess that this is how you got that interview at the Fortress of Meripede.
Whoa, you're well informed. Let me make a guess too. I asked Sijuin, who told Monsieur Nervillette, and he told you, right?
That's a very complete information.
In truth, all Monsieur Neuvillette asked me was, when did the fortress become so friendly towards the media? I told him that it was best not to speak too soon. There's no guarantee that Ridesley will make a personal appearance.
You're right. I've got to treasure every moment I have with them. In which case, I'll be making a move.
Stay safe now. And tell me if...
Oh, hell no, I'm done. Oh my god, my back is killing me. Fuck this shit. Chair sucks ass. Fuck. Hell no, love you.